You know what Whittam suggests, right? He suggests waiting a full year before you even consider going to the next operating system.
I had actually didn't do it intentionally. I was on the ship and I pressed the thing and it was like, fuck me.
I was on the ship.
Yeah, well, whatever. So, Paul, you got that? They got the O's hat. Are you like a local Maryland homeboy or what?
I am. I'm transplanted to Richmond via a couple of other places, but I grew up in Baltimore.
Beautiful.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers,
L'chaim.
everybody.
All right, what you got there, Paul?
It's a little homemade old fashioned.
Ooh.
I use maple syrup instead of simple syrup.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I might curdle somebody's blood by saying this, but I use a full ounce of syrup. Yeah, I like
Wow. That's sweet. That's like the elf version. You get the
yeah. It's like
Just pour some good and plenties in there while you're at it.
Exactly right.
Like drinking a pancake. It's unbelievable.
Live from studios all across America.
I really can't wait.
This is TriVO Pursuits.
There will be a pop quiz
where we play some trivia and talk some life stuff with three of the baddest voiceover talent in the biz.
Which sounds boss.
Ryder.
I wonder what the late fee is for that shit now, right?
Mandy Fisher.
Yeah, she loves a 2 in a row.
And Matt Baker.
I'm wearing black underwear.
TriVO Pursuits is not sponsored by or affiliated with The Real Game.
Fuck you.
We just thought it was a cool name, and we're three voiceover artists pursuing happiness and sweet-ass paychecks.
Now that was funny.
So let's get to it, kids.
It's a pleasure for all of us to have our guest tonight, Paul Schmidt, on the show, because he's not your average voiceover actor and coach. In fact, he's the creator of the VO Freedom Master Plan, the leading marketing program for actors, as well as VO Pro Community, which is a private global space for actors and narrators. In a past life, he owned a comedy club, and we're going to have to hear details on that a little bit later. But today, as a voiceover actor with over 25 years of experience, Paul is our resident no bullshitter. He calls it like it is and calls it like he sees it and isn't afraid to broach some controversial topics, has been known for that, and we love him.
Well, thanks for having me on, man. This is I've been looking forward to this for a long, long time.
Just a little refresher about the way that the show kind of goes. We work trivia in rounds. You, as the guest of honor, you'll go first. You'll ask one question to Ryder, one to me, one to Maddie, and then the round will be over, and then it will, we'll go around to the next person, and then at the end, we'll all be either smarter or dumber or a mixture of both, and we'll crown a winner of our ridiculousness, and that'll be that. And sometimes we have themes to our trivia questions, which are not required, but if anyone has a theme and they wanna share, let's throw it out. Oh,
of course he's doing Baltimore.
I came loaded for bear. This is the you gotta know Baltimore sports trivia game.
Oh God!
Wow.
So,
Okay.
We're gonna test Matt might have a slight advantage here.
Yeah,
I
shock.
might get a little bit of those. Hopefully, I don't embarrass myself now that you've put me on the spot.
Look, dude, I only knew maybe 25% of them when I went through the test questions, so we're all gonna look bad here.
Okay, well that's fine.
Maddie?
I got the Caribbean. Because that's where I was.
Like Pirates of?
Like I saw no pirates, but yeah, that was in the Caribbean. Drank a lot of rum. Does that help?
All right.
Matt will spend every question rubbing it in that he just got back from a cruise.
So his penance is he's going to speak every question in his best pirate accent.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I will happily do that.
Ryder,
and in honor of Paul
theme?
being our guest tonight, my theme is Famous Pauls.
Famous
Paul. I love that.
Pauls.
I love Famous Pauls.
Yeah. So there will be no multiple choice with my questions.
Right.
It will just
is the answer always Paul?
It is always Paul. But something else.
Man.
Gonna need a last name.
Fabulous. I love that. That's fun. And mine tonight, and also in honor of Paul, he's got a fabulous theme song attached to his Instagram profile of the Pink Panther. So all of my trivia tonight is about the Pink Panther.
Do explain, why is that the theme?
Because it was the coolest music I could find. I was going for that or Mission Impossible. And I couldn't find Mission Impossible, so I went with Pink Panther.
So Pink Panther it is. Paul, since, as I said, you are our guest of honore, why don't you kick it off with your Baltimore fucking trivia that
Okay.
I'm gonna rock at.
Hey, what kind of dog you got there, man? In your background, I was just. I noticed.
That's Gus. That's my Siberian Husky rescue.
Oh,
So cute.
Yeah, that little
Gus.
son of a gun. I love him to death. Okay, you guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Do it.
I'm going to go with Mark on this one. In 1966, Ryder, what team did the Orioles sweep to win their first World Series championship?
What year was it again?
66.
66. Do I get multiple choice or do I just have to wing it?
Cincinnati Reds, New York Mets, Los Angeles Dodgers, and that's it.
I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds. It makes sense.
It does make sense, and it's wrong.
The Mets.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, I thought it was the Mets.
no, the Mets didn't do anything until '69.
69, yeah.
Oh, see, well, this was all before my time, guys. So I don't know if I can know.
Oh, you're gonna play the age card? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Paul, who's the next question going to?
Matt,
Yes, sir.
what vice president of the United States threw out the first pitch at the Orioles' first ever game in Baltimore in 1954?
Nobody
It
knows
was
vice
Eisenhower.
presidents.
Yeah, you know what? I would give you permission to throw the dick card on this one.
I
But
will.
you
I will.
know
Hold on, hold on, hold
Yeah,
on.
I'll give you a hint.
You know what? I'm gonna say Nixon
You would be right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Maddie.
Yep.
because I remember he had some kind of position before he was when he
Yeah.
ran for president against Kennedy. So yeah,
Some kind of position.
Okay.
A national
vice president. Who gives a fuck? It's vice president.
Who's next?
I cannot believe
your
your
husky
luck
name?
sometimes.
It's
It's
just luck. Look, I bring together it's like those memes you see with like all the math and the shit spinning around and like pulling things out of the ether. That's what it's like in my head all the time, man.
It's a beautiful mind.
Exactly.
know?
Thank you, Mandy.
You take the top off of Matt's head, it looks like a Fellini film in there. You know?
Yeah,
So,
Exactly.
much
for worse.
much darker.
Have you read his book, Paul?
I have
Very dark.
Very dark.
all right, Mandy, you ready?
I'm ready as I'm gonna be.
Okay,
Wait, I'm gonna drink first.
What Orioles third baseman, sometimes called the human vacuum cleaner, won 16 consecutive Gold Glove awards between 1955 and 1977?
Human vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
That means he sucks, right?
I feel
Yeah.
like I saw this in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and I'm like racking my memory, trying to think about it. But I
15 Golden Gloves. Really?
yeah, I don't know.
16.
16.
16 consecutive, by the way.
I have no idea.
Jeez.
His name, and anybody in Baltimore would know this, or they'd beat you up and throw you back
Maddie,
in the
do you
buoy.
know it? Do you know it, Maddie?
I don't live in Baltimore.
I know. I'm just saying. Since
I didn't actually move to Maryland
that
until 1980. So
beautiful mind of yours.
Yeah,
just
no,
if
I'm
it
thinking.
pops out.
Like I'm like trying to do like big names. It's. I don't know. I
You're
got nothing.
wrong.
That would be Brooks Robinson.
Brooks, of course.
Robinson. Brooks Robinson. He died last year.
Yeah, he was.
did. Sadly, and he was my guy, man. From the time I was old enough to lift a baseball off the ground till last year, he was my guy. And
Yeah.
secondarily Cal Ripken Jr. So
Yeah.
the Iron Man.
Callie. Well, that's the end of Paul's round. Maddie, you want to give us a little update there?
The update is, I have won, and nobody else has anything.
Yep. Just thought you'd enjoy that little moment.
Thank you,
Don't
thank you for teeing me up like that. I appreciate it.
Don't say I never gave you nothing.
I'm sorry. Thank you for slow pitching that at me.
Oh.
Can we wipe the stink off of this round by doing Mandy's Fast Five?
Oh yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
just-
Let's
What's stink? What's wrong with the stink? There's no stink. It was a
just
good
blow
round.
it right out here. All
Better
right,
do it
Paulie.
now. Better do it now before I get too far down in this beverage.
Exactly. All right, Paul. Let it snow or let it shine?
Let it shine.
Karaoke rock star or karaoke cheerleader?
Karaoke cheerleader.
Breakfast any meal or only when it's breakfast time?
Anytime.
Yeah. Perform on stage or sit in the audience?
Perform on stage.
Ooh.
Schedule it or wing it?
Schedule it.
Yeah, nice, cool. I that was Mandy's Fast Five, and I would
There you go.
say that
Wow, that was
was
fast.
a pretty good fast, considering all of our other guests over the years doing the Fast Five. But I added this last one, schedule it or wing it, because I saw on a podcast a couple days ago this girl talking about how she didn't use a calendar, and it blew my fucking mind. And she was like, let me see your phone. And the girl gave her phone, and there in her phone calendar app, there was literally nothing. No dates, no appointments, nothing. And I was like, that is some other kind of chaos. Like
She's got to have some Rain Man thing going on.
right?
Right?
But
Yeah,
my
'cause I can't remember
calendar
all that
is nuts.
shit.
And she was like, look, if you say let's have dinner in 2 weeks, we'll either have dinner in 2 weeks because you remembered, or we won't because one of us forgot. And like, that's such a chaotic way to live. I just couldn't believe it. And then I asked a couple of my other friends, like, how they, schedule things and remember things. And most people use the calendar app. Other people like have a calendar like on their door or something like that they write in. But nobody I know doesn't have some kind of calendar. It
No,
just blew
but
my mind.
how do you we all have social contracts and obligations and shit we need to be at. Like how do you
And
you
flights to catch and
Not to
Yeah.
mention like our
theater
business.
tickets
Like,
and
how do you just not have a
scheduled
calendar?
sessions.
I don't
That's-
know.
I
Was she-
rewrite my calendar every morning. I just like, this is what I have today.
Me
It's on a
too.
3x5 card. Like, this is today.
Yeah, same.
Was she like a trust fund baby, or
No,
like
she's just like a regular person.
a grown
What
up?
is her
Yeah.
job?
Grown up.
What is her grown up?
Yeah,
What is
she
her
works.
job?
She worked in like accounting at some fucking accounting firm. I
Oh,
don't
but
know,
so her job is she would just show up every day,
at
Yeah.
9 o'clock?
look at the
Crunch numbers for
receipts,
7
do the
hours.
things,
but
add,
even just
subtract.
like beyond that, just like in her life, no calendar. I don't know. I couldn't get behind it. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, I
Couldn't
get,
believe that.
Mark and Matt are right. Like when she's at work, somebody hands her a schedule for 8 hours, right?
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that a lot of people, when they get into freelancing, right, they freak out because they don't have that, and they go, "Oh God, I got to make my own schedule." I got news for you: if you don't make it, it's not going to get made. Right.
Mhm.
So that's why I say schedule it. There's sometimes I want to wing it, but very rarely.
Yeah, I hear you.
I have different calendars for my animals. I have different calendars for all of my I guess you'd call it toys. So like my tractors, my four-wheelers, all that stuff, so I can keep track of when oil needs to be changed and filters need to be replaced. Same thing with the house. I've got a calendar that's set aside for house maintenance
Mhm.
to remind me, every 2 years, change the battery in the generator.
One of the great things about offloading everything onto a calendar and reminders and stuff, I don't have to carry that shit in my head.
Right?
Right? That's heavy. That's a burden.
Oh
Right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I can pick up this little box and go, okay, what the hell did I forget? Oh,
What
yeah.
am I doing? What am I doing tomorrow? Oh, cool.
Can I show you
Like-
guys something?
What is that?
I want you-
That's
I want
all
you
your
to-
calendars?
I want you to look at the one that's marked pink.
I can't
can't
wait.
read
No
it.
course maintenance.
The one that's marked pink says "Lovin' Sexy Times." Because my wife literally, she's like, if we don't schedule it, it's never gonna happen.
Nothing says spontaneity like scheduled.
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you right now, Ryder.
Who's doing
Uh,
questions next?
Yes,
Who's up?
you are.
I am. Okay, famous Pauls.
Famous Paul.
In honor of our guest, Paul Schmidt. All right, so the answer will always be Paul. You need to fill in the last name. There is no multiple choice because there's only so many famous Pauls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Besides Schmidt, in a 2017 episode of the TV show Finding Your Roots.
Wait, who are we asking? Who are we asking?
This is for Paul.
This is for Paul, starting with Paul, appropriate. Okay.
This famous Paul learned that his parents were actually second cousins, to which he responded, well, that explains why I have 6 nipples.
So it's someone funny. Famous Pauls that are funny. I can come up with Paul Reiser, and I'm blanking on other famous funny Pauls. I'm going to go with Paul Reiser.
No, but you're
wrong.
so close. You're going to kick yourself. It's Paul Rudd.
God.
Oh, he was right there.
Ollie.
Paul R would have won.
Right.
Paul R would have
If
gotten
we
the
would have
win.
stopped at R, it would have been great.
Love Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
All right, Mandy.
Yep.
At age 70, this famous Paul was part of the winning team in the 1995 Daytona 24-hour sports car endurance race and continued to drive all the way through 2005.
70 in 1990 or 90 something.
Mm-hmm.
A Daytona.
I got it. I got it. I know who it is.
No, he
Now
might-
keep it. Now I may have led you astray, so I want you to hear the question again.
Okay, yeah, read me the question.
This famous Paul was part of the winning team in the 1995 Daytona 24-hour sports car endurance race. He did continue to race until 2005.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that he was a racer.
It's Paul Newman.
Yes!
Yeah!
Give her the point.
Look at
Good
that.
job.
Way to go, Mandy.
Thanks for forcing me to actually listen.
Paul Newman was notoriously shy and quiet. That was the thing. Like if you brought that up with Paul Newman, he could talk your ear off for hours. So I'm kind of curious for Paul Schmidt, what is that thing for you?
Yeah, it's my son. There are disgusting parents who gush about their kids, and I make them look like amateurs.
Oh.
Yeah.
How old's your son?
He will turn 18 on Sunday.
Wow.
Oh.
Big
All
birthday.
right.
You guys doing anything fun?
Well, his mom got him a smoker for last Christmas.
Wow,
Nice.
sweet.
He's been experimenting with the smoker, and
Can I mention you've raised that boy right? Just right off, just based on that evidence alone.
I know, right?
But I have to say it was mom that gave him the smoker, so she gets a lot of credit too.
Okay. Well, as parents, you've raised him right.
So last year for the AFC Championship game, which was Ravens Chiefs, this kid smoked a brisket. And yes, I gush about my son, but I try to be objective when there's food involved. That said, this might have been the best piece of beef I've ever had in my entire life. Me and my son and his stepfather stood around the oven. Now he brought it in from the smoker outside, stood around the oven and consumed this thing like a pack of jackals. like stuff was flying. And there was grunting and groaning, and
like knives are everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when you were getting down to like the final slices, did you guys like kill one person off?
Yeah, we had to vote his stepdad off the island. So,
what is it for you, Mandy, and what is it for you, Matt? That one thing that you can just talk about for hours.
Probably like aviation.
Because you're a pilot.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you travel with her, just know you've got a built-in backup pilot, just in case they all die.
I can fly that plane.
What about you, Baker?
I could probably talk about gym shit forever. Even my wife, get my wife into like hitting the weights now.
There we go.
Look, I even got her subscribed to Arnold Schwarzenegger's like the Pump Club email every day.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Final question will go to Mr. Pump Club. This famous Paul wears sunglasses all the time due to a rare form of glaucoma that can cause permanent blindness.
This famous
and I
Paul,
purposely picked the extra tough question for you because of that beautiful big brain.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Was it Paul Schaefer?
Oh, that's a great guess, but
that's
no.
a good guess.
It is Bono, a.k.a.
Paul Hewitt.
Hewson.
Paul Hewitt. Oh, Hewson. Yes. Okay.
Yes. I always thought he was just
dirty
or shy or dumb or something. I had no idea that he
just
had
super cool. Just super cool. Yeah.
I had no idea that he had glaucoma.
Because Schaefer walks around with glasses too.
all the time.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking it was him. But yeah, it didn't go past pseudomonyms into real birth certificate names. So very clever.
Dirty.
Mr. Writer, very clever.
At the end of round 2, I believe one of us has caught up.
Mandy, you and I, the people whose names start with M and A have points, and people whose names start with other things do not.
Well, here's an opportunity for those people to also get on the board. Maddie,
yes.
Go to you.
Right. Well, I have to say it like a pirate. It's I got to talk. All my questions are going to be pirates, and they're dealing with the Caribbean.
Now who says? Does anyone say Caribbean?
Well, the Caribbean.
I would say Caribbean.
It's the Caribbean because it was named after the Caribs, which were the indigenous tribes that lived there.
Of course.
And they really resented being called the Caribs.
Right. Because that's a gang in L.A., and they don't like that. So. All right, so, Paul.
Yes, sir.
The Caribbean is an archipelago, which means it's a string of islands. Although not all of them are inhabited, how many islands are there? Is it over 70, over 700, or over 7,000?
I'm going to say it's either 70 or 700. I'm going to say it's over 700.
You would be incorrect, Paul.
Oh, no.
How did your
The
Caribbean guy?
Bahamas?
Hold on. How is your Caribbean guy now have an Irish accent?
I know.
He's
really
a pirate.
going.
He's from all over the place. He doesn't. He's everywhere. He drinks a lot of rum. That's why he's got an Irish accent.
He's rumming it up.
No, the Bahamas alone have over 700 islands.
Lord,
Oh.
It's over 7,000.
Yikes.
no idea.
Tricky.
It sounds like it hurts doing that accent.
I know, you can
actually.
stop.
I've had this cold since I got off the ship, and I probably caught it from some old person who probably subsequently died following this gun.
Jesus.
But yeah, so it's been rough this week. But I'm kind of happy to lean into this right now with the rough voice. So I'm fine. We keep going. We keep going. Our
we
mateys.
drink and we keep
We
going.
drink. Yes, we drink. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Awfully
Cheers.
dainty glass for a pirate.
Gotta put that pinky up there.
Ryder, true or false? There are about 10 active volcanoes in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean,
whatever
there's
fuck it
10
is. I forgot what it
active
was.
volcanoes in the Caribbean.
True or false?
That just, that number is so specific that it leads me to say that that's got to be false.
You are correct, sir.
Oh.
There are actually 19 active volcanoes.
I was thinking it was going to be a trick question and that there are none.
Which is also a specific number when you think about it.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. Barnacle Baker, hit me.
Of all the Caribbean, I forgot which one it was the right one anymore. Of all the Caribbean islands, got so righteous right at the top there and it fucked
Walk
it up.
the plank
Of all-
right now.
Of all the Caribbean islands out there, 44 million people live on them. All 7,000 of them or so. 44 million. Of those, 33 million live on just 2 islands. Cuba is one of them. The other is A, Puerto Rico, B, Hispaniola, C, Jamaica, or D, Bahamas.
While she thinks, could you describe the deep, rich Corinthian leather of a Lincoln Town Car?
No, because that is Ricardo Montalban, and it's a different voice.
I'm going to say it's Hispaniola because that includes, I'm going to say Hispaniola.
You are correct.
Oh!
Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. Yes,
Yeah, I was like,
among
there's-
Cuba,
There's
3/4 of the population.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would have gone either of the other two answers, either Jamaica or Puerto Rico.
Nah,
Because
they
I was
were-
thinking about Haiti and I was like, there's a lot of Haitians.
Well, there
Very
were,
many.
but they're now all in Miami.
Now they're all here.
Yeah.
Well, also the Puerto Ricans.
All right, at the end of round 3, Maddie, congratulations for accomplishing that with the accent. We salute
Thank you.
you. We salute you. We raise our pirate flag in your honor. What's our score there?
Well, at the end of round, what are we on, 3? I have 1. Ryder has 1. Mandy pulling in the lead with 2.
Yeah, she does.
Our esteemed guest, Paul.
Goose egg.
Goose egg.
Well, Paul, here's your chance because I am catering to you with the Pink Panther question. So I'm going to hit you with this first one. What is the Pink Panther in the original movie? Is it a pink Cadillac, a pink diamond, or a pinky ring?
Is a pink diamond.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
There he
Good
is. He's
job.
on the board.
Ryder, which actor famously played Inspector Jacques Cousteau in the original series of the films? Was it Tony Curtis, Peter Sellers, or Dudley Moore?
It was Peter. Peter Sellers.
Sellers. Yes, it was. Last one to you, Maddie. This was a
Yes.
good category. Who composed the iconic Pink Panther theme music? Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Was it Henry Mancini, John Barry, or Elmer Bernstein?
Mancini.
It is Mancini. You guys smoked this
Nice.
category. John Barry wrote the Bond film score, and Elmer Bernstein wrote the Magnificent Seven film.
Didn't he just die? The guy
He
did the
just
Bond
die.
like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Bernstein?
No, the guy who did the James Bond theme.
John Barry.
Wow,
Wow, that was a great round for everybody. Well, friends, we did it.
We have a situation here.
Uh-oh.
We do.
What's
The
our six?
situation is Everybody but Paul has 2 points.
Oh,
Which means Paul has to deliver the tiebreaker,
Oh
Dun,
man.
dun, dun.
the winner maker.
All right.
So you're gonna how are we gonna do this? He's gonna read it out and whoever jumps in first, or
Yep. Whoever
Okay.
buzzes in first.
What Ravens legend was twice named NFL Defensive Player of the Year? First in 2000 and again in 2003.
Ray Lewis.
Well done.
Nice.
Oh, Maddie for the win.
Done.
In
That
the
was too easy, dude.
tiebreaker.
That
I
was
thought
too
for
easy.
sure all of us were just going to sit there with crickets for minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was going to become like a race to who could Google it faster.
No, but in between, by the way, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, in between those 2 nominations, he was arrested for murder?
Yes, he
was yeah, so
Yep. I watched that.
that was
series,
awkward.
actually.
Like, well, he's better now, and he's going
Yeah.
to get another award.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Paul
So-
Schmidt, a long time ago, many moons ago in this episode, you mentioned as part of Mandy's Fast Five that you would rather be on stage versus sitting side stage watching. I'm kind of curious to find out what that means. Like, are you a
Wait.
musician that we don't know
Wait,
about?
wait, wait, but he
Like,
owned a comedy club.
And he owned
so
the
maybe
comedy club, so we need to hear about that
Yeah,
too.
somehow do they tie in?
So if anybody that's listening to this podcast has ever done stand-up before, they will recognize this iconic character. And the iconic character is the guy that can't get enough stage time, so he decides to open a comedy club. I was that asshole, right? And I had a comedy club called Christina's Comedy Zone at Dover Downs Hotel and Casino for about 3.5 years. Christina was my ex-wife. She's Robbie's mom.
Oh, okay.
So house politics said, well, I gotta sail this past the boss.
Right.
So let me put her name on it.
And it's also alliterative,
Yes.
so boom. Let's see
Yeah,
it.
it works.
There you go. Because everybody loves alliteration. And so I owned the club. I emceed for probably the first year, just to get a little stage time and welcome people
Yeah,
in.
say, by the way, MC means he gets to go out first, tell some jokes, and then between every other performer, tell more jokes.
Yes. And hopefully, if you're smart, you keep yourself to a limited time. But it was great fun. It was a hell of a lucrative part-time job, and I learned a lot. So and before that, I grew up on the stage, so I was a stage actor until I was about 20 years old. And so yeah, I'm comfortable on a stage. I'm not always comfortable one-on-one. Was not a great writer.
A
Okay.
question I always like to ask people is if you were, having your own comedy show, like a Netflix special, what would your Netflix special comedy show be called?
Wow.
Mine would be full of shit.
That's
I
fair.
don't know,
I mean, you can do like a lot of, you got like a horse and goat humor, just shoveling the shit. Yeah, you can
Right.
totally
Yeah.
work that
I
in.
know.
So
Right.
is this in theory, is this my Netflix comedy special?
Yeah.
Or is it one I'm putting? Oh, if it's mine, then it's called Is This Thing On?
Ooh, I like that.
What about
Love
yours,
it.
Mandy? What do you got?
I think mine would be called Goody Two Shoes.
I think mine be called-
Is there a story behind that?
Well, I think I always was like such a goody two shoes, and I
Uh-huh.
would, kind of flip the script and talk about how I used to be such this like perfect little rule follower, and then all of that went to hell. And now,
When did that go to hell? What stage in
She
life
was, I think she was 4 when she was 4.
Fuck Barbies.
Probably closer to like 20, 21. I think that's when
College age
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah. Go ahead, Maddie. What's yours?
Probably something like Not Who You Were Expecting.
Ooh, mysterious.
I started writing one before the pandemic because I was doing a lot of improv stuff. And I took like Steve Martin's master class on how to write, your
Yeah.
thing. And so I was writing one and it was, but the thing about it is you have to get up there and get reps. And of course the pandemic hit and I couldn't get up and get reps. But it was, I always started out with, I'd come out with a voice that is not mine and just play on that. So that was expecting someone else.
Well, this was a lot of fun.
Yes, Paul. Thank you so much for being with us. We are all fans. We all appreciate your impact in the voiceover community, and you're just an all-around badass dude that we enjoy. So thanks for being here with us.
And a Maryland homie. So I got to give him extra
And,
points for that.
And honestly, this is the first time I've ever met Matt.
Oh, that old fashioned's kicking in, isn't it?
This is the first time I've ever met. And this was a blast. Thank you, sir. And Mandy and Mark, you guys know I love you and I have the most respect for you. I remember that was a couple of years ago. I'm sitting by myself. I think it was either Dallas or Atlanta, One Voice or VO Atlanta, I can't remember. And I'm sitting there all by myself, just happened to be early in the morning. I'm eating breakfast. Ryder comes down. We had met a few times. We weren't by any means close. And he sat down, pulled up a chair. He said, "Can I sit with you? Can we just chat for a while?" And I was like, "Hell yeah." And he sat down.
I just wanted free bacon from his plate. That's all.
God damn it,
Ryder's like, "Can we just chat for a little bit? Also, you can eat that?" I just want.
But that story is one of about 1,000 that I tell for about people that reached out to me just with a little kindness, right? Sometimes it's somebody that's really well known. Sometimes it's somebody that you don't know at all, and it doesn't matter, right? The fact is, we pull each other along in this business, right? There are 1,000 people that have pulled me along. I try to pull other people along. You guys clearly do that. And that's what it's all about. So thanks for having me on. And God, I knew this was going to be fun, and I was so right.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, we love it. We love it so much. Is there anything that you want to pimp? Any of your services, your programs, anything that you want to shout? We will absolutely put links and stuff in show notes. But if there's anything that you have going on that you want to highlight,
if you want to put in a link to vopro.pro, fantastic. I appreciate that. But
absolutely,
people can learn about me and what we do at the VO Pro community there. But we try to do what Mark did. We try to sit down with people and pull them along as best we can.
To close it out, Paul, we do have our signature sign off, which is 2 fabulous little words that we say in unison, counting down from 3. And those words are later bitches. So we're going to do a 3, 2, 1 and later bitches, and that will be the end of our show. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Later bitches. There we go. Fantastic.
The dog was like, "I'm done," and he left.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm out." Fuck you guys.
I'll be in my trailer. Is what.
Yeah, I'll be in my trailer. Right. Just bring me some milk bones later, please.
Oh, that's awesome. Right,
maybe the most fun I've ever had on a podcast. In fact, definitely the most fun.